Welcome back, everyone. Well, I have a real treat for you. You know, sometimes you meet people that just are much greater than the sum of their parts, if you know what I mean. That means that, you know, there are people in the community who are good business people. There are people in the community who like to give back to the community, you know, and everything probably in between. And then every once in a while, a couple like Lisa and Ed Mitzen come along who really typify the epitome of what I'm talking about. So welcome. Really nice to have you both here. Ed Mitzen, you may know that name because I have to go back to the 90s now, Ed.
I know, long time.
Paleo Communication, agency that hit town in the 90s at some point. I remember because I was in the agency business at the time. And all of a sudden people were talking about, wow, these people came into town here, started this agency, Paleo Communications. Fast forward, Paleo grew to be a very successful agency. Ed split off, went off to form Finger Paint, which is a name that I know we all know. And over the years has built Finger Paint into arguably 2 or 3 times the size of what Paleo was. Right, Ed?
Right, that's right, yeah.
Well, first, congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
And I think the only larger success than Finger Paint is sitting next to you. I have a feeling that this
right, yeah.
is, I think we all recognize that. Lisa, first, welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
You're here because you're being honored for something. And I want to talk about that. You know, again, people who have the measure of success that the two of you have had. You know, you have the option of just going off and spending all that on whatever you choose to spend it on. Or you think to yourself, you know what, I've hit a real level of success here. I want to try to give back again. What drives you to do that?
Well, I think we both feel very, very blessed, and we have everything we need, and we love this community. Yeah. So we want to just help to make it a little better.
Now, you grew up in this area, didn't you?
I grew up in Hudson Falls.
No kidding. Yeah. You grew up in Voorheesville?
Voorheesville, yeah. That's right, yeah.
I can't even pronounce Voorheesville.
Voorheesville, that's an
How
awesome
does anybody grow up there?
It was a great place to grow up.
I bet it was.
Right.
You decided to get involved with people less fortunate than we all are, right? Yes. People that are homeless, people that are struggling, people that are facing challenges, people that are basically one day away from a crisis. Mm. Why that?
Well, I think it was about 5 years ago when Nancy Pitts passed away in Saratoga Springs, a homeless woman. And at that time, all of the business owners in downtown Saratoga, along with Joanne Yepsen, the mayor, decided that we had to do something. And we were happy to be a part of that. So we provided, you know, an initial donation along with other business owners in Saratoga to get Code Blue started.
Yeah, Lisa, though, it's one thing to write a check. It's another thing if you find yourself in the kitchen cooking. Right. If you find yourself serving, you're finding that you're going one-on-one with people. What was that experience like?
I can remember so we started volunteering there a few years ago with a lot of other people. Yeah. And I can remember the first time we served breakfast there, driving there, and thinking, it's Saratoga, right? There's going to be 5 people at this place. Yeah, sure. And we pulled in, and there were 50 people, I think, there that particular night. Wow. And I was stunned because I had no idea that there was an issue that large in this community. You wouldn't, right? From walking around town, there's so much wealth in this community and everything. And that was very eye-opening for me to see that for the first time. And then we started to get more and more involved over the years and just felt like we should try to help.
And when you decided you wanted to help, you decided Code Blue was probably the area that you were going to make that concentration. Why Code Blue?
Well, I think we appreciate the need these people have. I mean, I think that unfortunately, some of these people, they just need a second chance, and they certainly deserve a warm place to sleep at night. Mm-hmm. No one should have to sleep on the street when it's below 32 degrees or a foot of snow or more is falling. Mm-hmm. And so it feels good to be able to help them with that.
Now, when you looked at the situation, number of ways to help, right? You decided, hey, they need a building. They need a place. They need a place to shelter. So you talked with Mike Finacci, Shelters of Saratoga, who's also affiliated with Code Blue, and then decided to work with Sonny.
Right.
Sonny Bonaccio.
Right.
And tell me a bit about that process.
Sure. So we're all friends. We've known those guys for years, Julie and Sonny. Sonny and I ride motorcycles together.
That's right.
And
that's dangerous, by
right,
the way.
I
I'm
know.
telling you right now.
So when we had the idea to help build a building, he was the first person we reached out to because we wanted to look at what property was available, where it would make the most sense, and also to see if he would be willing to donate and just do this building at cost without any profit, which he immediately said absolutely no problem.
Knowing Sonny, you probably didn't even finish the sentence.
No.
Without him saying, yeah, I'm in.
Right.
He was all in.
Yes, I bet he was.
Yep.
Now, there is, as you know, because Michael's a frequent guest on here, and we've been following this sort of debate that's going on in the city about where this building will actually be located.
Right.
The dust hasn't settled on that. It's a long, drawn-out process. You have to respect both sides of the issue. But hopefully, getting past those issues, you're going to break ground on this thing, so this thing would be ready for next winter?
Well, we certainly would love for that to happen.
Yeah.
And we really believe that if we could accomplish our initial goal of building this right along with where the Shelters of Saratoga shelter is currently located, then Code Blue guests would be able to, take advantage of those services that they need right there. And it really would be probably the best situation
and
that we could
noting
ask
that
for.
people don't really have even transportation sometimes, that it's right near the downtown. And it certainly makes a lot of sense. Lisa and Ed are being honored this Wednesday night at Longfellows, Saratoga County Citizens Committee for Mental Health. That's really quite an honor. Ed brought the letter in. This is a beautifully written letter, by the way,
Yeah, it's really
and
nice.
really does acknowledge your generosity, not only in writing a check, but also your generosity of spirit, which I think is the most valuable thing.
Thank
right?
you. Yeah, and we've asked the current Shelters of Saratoga board and staff to join us at Longfellows on Wednesday night because we really do feel that they should share in this recognition. They do so much for people that suffer from mental illness and the home and oftentimes that includes some of the homeless population, and we wanted them to be there right with us when we received it.
I got it. And if Sonny, I have a feeling Sonny might be there too, so scotch might be flowing.
There it could be.
I mean, it's just a wild guess
Could
about,
be. Yeah.
about that. Looking forward, looking down the road, they get the shelter built, but you've always been really hands-on, haven't you, Lisa?
Well, we try. I mean, there's so many volunteers. We go in and do kitchen duty when we can, and we enjoy that. And
Yes.
We've always felt that, I mean, you think back in our own lives and the stupid stuff we've all done, and one thing breaks one way or another, and you could very easily see ourselves in the same position as some of these people that really need help. And I think that we try to remember that every day when we're out there trying to help these folks, that it could be any of us.
Well, that's a cut above. Frequently Finger Paint is noted as being one of the great places in the capital region to work. That has nothing to do with, or very little to do with, what your paycheck is. That has to do with what Ed is just talking about, and what Lisa's just talking about, creating an environment where the whole life experience comes to play. And that's what you've done. Well, congratulations to both of you. It is such an enormous gift for Shelters of Saratoga.
Thank you.
It's when I first saw it, I was like, holy mackerel, look at this. But really, congratulations
Thank you.
to both of you.
Thank you so much.
It's
Thank
great to
you.
have you here.
Thanks.
Thank
Great
you.
to be here.
Come back anytime.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.